Hey, I wanted to do an intro video for this third video about tiny homes that we're doing in a series of videos on this pocket community, this little tiny home community that we're developing. And I wanted to test out my stabilizer and my mic and also get input from the community on if you have any unique designs or really cool tiny homes that you've seen that we could implement into this project. We'd love to hear your comments and your feedback down below. So we're thinking about, we've got this mobile home park that right now is kind of defunct. The town, when we bought it, said that it was pretty much the end of its life, and it was kind of funny because when we were buying this park, it was a bankruptcy auction, and everyone we talked to at the town was like, "Oh, you can't use it as a park anymore. It's pretty much, it's defunct and it's at the end of its life. We're not going to approve anything in there." And so I know that other people that were going to bid on this mobile home park also were calling on this and asking the city, "Hey, can we use this just as part of their due diligence to be like, hey, is this zoned as a mobile home park, and can we continue to use it after the fact?" But I know when they all got that call and they heard that from the city, that they probably, a lot of them got disheartened and said, we're not going to go bid on this property. We don't want just the land. We want to actually operate it as a mobile home park. And the fact that this town was telling them that they couldn't probably squashed a lot of people's ambition to bid on it. And so I think we were the only people. Were we the only people to bid on that? I think we were. The bankruptcy auction, there was nobody else bidding on it, and it was actually our offer that triggered the court. And then actually the city was actually looking at buying it, and that told me a couple things. That told me that they thought it was a good deal. It was right at the end of this main street in their little town, and we knew that they couldn't really. You can't just take away the ability to operate a mobile home park. Once it's there, if the use was in place before the zoning came in, because a lot of times what happened in the 50s is a lot of these parks started springing up all over the country, and people were using them and just kind of operating without any zoning. And then in the 70s and 80s, they started to put in this zoning regulations for all these different cities to kind of regulate these mom and pop mobile home parks. But anyone who had started their mobile home park before that actually came into being, all these zoning laws, they were grandfathered in, and towns just can't take that away. So in the end, we knew that they couldn't really say that it's at the end of the use, and they weren't going to approve any new mobile homes because we have another park, and we had to fight with the city a little bit on that. So we took that with a grain of salt, but I'm sure it scared off a ton of people, which worked in our benefit because we got the property for a really cheap price. And it actually came with two parcels. One of the parcels was kind of like a bonus, but it was right on the main street, and the town is so excited to get something development-wise in this town that I think they're kind of bending over backwards to kind of help us out and do whatever we want. Now that we've closed on the property, we're looking to do like a mixed use with a commercial downstairs and residential units above. But as far as the park goes, we just talked to them the other day and we said, hey, we were thinking about doing a bunch of mobile homes and just bringing in a bunch of new manufactured homes into the park. But then we realized, as we started to call, I am a manufactured home dealer, and as I started to call up the dealers like Cavco and Champion and Clayton and all these different manufacturers, they're all like, we're booked up. We can't take any new orders for the next 6 months. And that was the story a year ago. So because affordable housing is such a crisis in this country, these manufacturers are all just slammed with orders. And as values have been going up, post 2008 collapse, now that the market's back and values are going up, there's no affordable housing anymore. So these manufactured home manufacturers are at capacity, and they're pumping out dozens of houses just one after another, and they won't even take orders right now because they can't even quote it because the value of lumber and stuff is going up, and so they just can't quote it. So long story short, you can't buy new mobile homes right now, and so we've decided, hey, why don't we just build some? We remodel houses every day, so why not just take these contractors that we're already using and just let's build some of these tiny homes. And I called the city and asked them, hey, would the town be open to allowing us to put in tiny homes instead of manufactured homes, and they were all about it. So we're going to put these on. We're thinking about putting these on slab foundations, and they'll be like somewhere between, I don't know. You think we'll do some of these? I think we'll do some of these smaller ones, and some bigger. So technically, I think a tiny home is under 400 square feet, and we're looking at doing anywhere up to 500 square feet, 600. Depends on which model we want to do, and some as small as this one, like 180 square feet, because this is going to be cheap and they can still rent out for probably a good price. So pretty excited about doing all these little things, and I can get my creativity juices flowing and just kind of build these things. I think it'll be really fun. I love designing houses, and I'm not really great at interior designing, so I might have to get some help with that, but I love the actual functionality and finding out where to put the bathrooms and how far the kitchen needs to be away, and just getting it all to work and getting it on the lot. I love that aspect of real estate. So this is really cool. I'm really excited that this is feels so comfortable. Like, we go into our mobile home parks that we have in some of these cities, and they're living in these RVs that are just gross, and they're built in the 1960s and 70s. I mean, you look at this. This is a totally different ball game from those 1970s RVs. And you go in these, and they're smaller than this, and these guys they're paying, $600 a month plus, right? Aren't they paying $600? And that's our cheap. It's a gated neighborhood. It's a gated mobile home park.
The cheaper ones are less than 600, but they're for like old units.
But those ones are just because we haven't raised the price on them, because we haven't had. When we took over this park, we didn't want to just jack up the prices on everybody. But as people have moved out, we've jacked up the prices to receive new people, and we have no problem renting them out. I mean, they rent out in seconds. So, but the fact is that something like this is a step up for people that are on single fixed incomes. They only have, a lot of these people only have $800 a month coming in. That's it. And so they spend $500, $600 on housing. They've got $200 to live, so there's not a lot of choices for them other than move out of the city, go out in a more rural location where they can get cheaper rent, and then they need a car because they need to get places. Like our park is pretty close to Walmart, and so there's a lot of walking activities. But I think this is going to be a great value as far as an affordable home standpoint. It's really neat to be a part of that, and we'll see. We'll see if it works. If the numbers can work, if we can build these for cheap enough and still make them aesthetic, so the town's going to be happy with it and the people are going to rent them. We could even sell these on lease options. We could sell them on owner finance, and then just do the lot rent in the park. So there's a lot of different ways we can go, but I'm just super jazzed up that I got here, and this is the smallest. I mean, this is probably one of the smaller tiny homes out there, and it's 180 square feet, and it just feels comfortable. I would live here. Like, this is nice. Like, if I didn't have a family of 4 boys, obviously I couldn't be in here with 4 boys. It would be. I mean, I could, but it would be very tight, and we'd probably want to strangle each other because we don't have any personal space. But I feel really comfortable. Shiloh and I are in here. He's down there doing his thing. He's trying to steal my bed. I'm going to claim this one. But yeah, we're feeling. I just feel this is exciting how big it feels, and I think it really comes down to these high ceilings. I think that just really kind of brings it all together. Yep. Agreed. So I'll show you the outside here when the morning comes and there's some light. But look at the details on these counters. This. My thought is, Shiloh, and I haven't talked to you about this, but my thought is on these tiny homes, I want to have 5 unique things in each house. So I'm thinking like this countertop. That's one unique thing that kind of sets it apart. In the bathroom walls, maybe just a pop out or a reading nook or just some little thing. Like when we do in our remodels, we like to have one unique thing in a house. And I think we do 5 cute little unique things. That kind of is a tipping point in my mind to be like, okay, at this point, this is really cool. I mean, I don't think this will be that much I don't think this is going to cost that much to build, honestly. I think we can do a little mini split system here. Oh, I thought this was a neat detail. Look at this. We've got little hinges here. You open this up. This is where their breaker box is. Just kind of little small stuff like that to make it look nice. And I think it's going to go a long way with the future tenants/buyers. So I'm gonna let Shiloh, being the generous person that I am, have the upstairs fun bed, and I will sleep down here in squalor on this bed.
That's right.
But the deal,
That's where the peasants sleep.
the deal is I gotta pick the bed in Costa Rica when we go get the treehouse. So we made some more discoveries. We got a drawer right here.
Which is funny because I said they were wasting that space, but then we found out that no, they haven't. Bring the sun on.
Oh yeah, I wanted to check this. Shiloh, my idea. I don't know. I didn't tell you about this either. I've mentioned it before, but see how they got this little book here. You check in. It tells you all the things about it. I wanted to have a little tablet. You know, you can get these cheap little tablets for like nothing, $100, $200, and we'll just load it with a little PDF flip screen thing, and they can just go in and they can click on it, and it'll walk them through everything they need to know, and the checkout procedures and everything. And then when the maid comes in, this is another thing that I wanted to do. She'll have a little program on there. She'll click on it. You know, she'll just take a picture of things as she cleans them. She'll be like, okay, I've wiped down the counters. She'll take a picture of it. It'll upload it to the app, you know, and then she'll make the bed. She'll take a picture of the bed and it'll upload to the app. So from afar, from being an absentee owner, we can manage this and make sure everything's done. You know, the toilet's clean. She's going to lift up the lid. She's going to take a pic photo. And then she just go through a checklist. And once it's done, it'll be done. And then we'll know. We'll get every day we'll get a photo of all the things that she cleaned. And